in this video, we're going to talk about the last rule of exponents that you need to know. This should make 6 that we have learned. We want to talk about what happens if you have a power and you raise it to a power. In other words, we're taking our exponent to an exponent. For example, 3 to the 6th squared. Well, 3 to the 6th squared is the same as 3 to the 6th times 3 to the 6th. And we know how to do 3 to the 6th times 3 to the 6th. What happens? You have the same base. So we're taking 3 to the 6th plus 6, right? So we get 3 to the 12th, which we could also simplify by multiplying 12 times. There's a few more examples in your notes. I'd like you to do those before you watch the rest of this video to make sure you can see the pattern. All right, so what actually happened here? We had 3 to the 6th times 3 to the 6th. We added our 6's, we got 12. Well, look what else we could have done. We could have multiplied the 6 times the 2 to get our answer. So our rule when you're taking a power to a power is that to simplify a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. So let's do some examples. Here we have 2 squared cubed, 2 squared raised to the 3rd power. So that's the same as saying 2 to the 2 times 3, which would be 2 to the 6th, which again, we can simplify. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 34. 2 to the 6th would be 64, right? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. 32, not 34, 64. All right, so what about this one? C to the 5th raised to the 4th power. We have C to the 5 times 4, which gives us C to the 20. Last time I checked, I multiplied C 20 times, all I'm going to get is C to the 20th. So this one is simplified. Okay, so now we have this one. 3a squared, or 3 times a squared. It's the same thing as if I wrote it this way. But guess what happens? This time our square is going to go to the 3 and the a. So now I need to do 3 squared, which 3 times 3 is 9. And I need to do a squared. Well, a squared is just a squared. So 3a squared gives you 9a squared. What about here? Negative 5 squared. Well, that's just negative 5 times negative 5, or 25. Because remember, negative times a negative is a positive. What about this one? Negative 5 squared. Well, it's written a different way, but does it actually change your answer? No. You still do negative 5 times negative 5, which gives you positive 25. Okay, so here's one last problem. We have negative 4 squared times negative 3 squared. So to solve this, we have 2 things we need to square, plus we're going to multiply them times each other. Well, which should we do first, multiplying or squaring? Well, think back to order of operations, parentheses first or grouping symbols first, exponents next. So I need to square these prior to multiplying them. So negative 4 squared gives us 16 times negative 3 squared, or 9. 16 times 9. 9 times 6 is 54. 1 times 9 is 9, plus 544. So this answer, once you simplify it, is 144. And that is what you need to remember about how to multiply, or excuse me, how to do exponents of a power to a power.